on in, guys. Y'all already know what time it is. It is time to. What up, Nina? You know what? I can't see your face. I can't hear your voice. But something about that wave and high, Coach Nina, that you having a good day today. I just feel like you having a real good day today. Like your day is brighter today. I just feel that way. And if it ain't, I'm claiming it. But I feel that way. You already know what time it is. Yes, indeed. Yes, sir. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all already know, so come on in. Listen, I am feeling like I feel so good, Had a couple of meetings today. Couple of meetings. And I had, I gotta water my flowers that's up here. Boom, there she go. What's up, Michelle? What up, gang? Listen, I am so happy, right? I like that. Let me tell you something. I talked with my cousin on the phone last night, and he lost his mom. His mom passed, which is my dad's sister, my aunt. And I've been so like, for them, my heart, because they don't have no sisters, just boys. Two boys. So I know the load is heavy for him, but because he talked to his little baby cousin, right? Because he talked to me and we were able to talk and laugh, because we always gonna laugh and have a good time. And plus, he think he everybody's big brother. He felt better. Thank you so much. He felt so much better. I felt good. And then he was like, cuz I've been seeing you, you be doing your thing or whatever the case may be. See, because remember I was telling you, I didn't used to talk. It's not that I was shy, it's just that I didn't feel like people will understand me when I talk because I go deep. I didn't know it's because I'm a teacher and I was teaching the wrong crowd. So come on in, y'all. Come on in. I'm just watering my flowers before we get over to the pond and do our pond chat. And he was just like, you don't understand where you're going. He asked me, he said, do you be reading off something? I said, nah. I just be going, I get in my zone, auto zone. I got to throw them corny mom jokes out there here and there. Right? And I was like, no. I just be going. It just comes to me. I do my prayer like, God, allow me to be the vessel and you speak through me. And, it was like you speak so well, you articulate so well. And it's not that he was saying that, he thought I was dumb or nothing. Thank you. It's the fact that when I tell y'all growing up, I was a thug, right? No, for real. In real life, right? So they know me as Isha. They don't know me as Coach now. See, let me tell you about Isha. Isha ain't want to go to school. Isha wanted to do what Isha wanted to do. Isha knew she had a gift. Isha knew God loved her. Isha knew that I used to speak then, give wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Right. Yeah, no. But the thing was, it's just that I felt like nobody was listening. I remember when I was in the Army, I was a leader, and I'm like, listen, ain't nobody listening to me. Y'all don't understand. I'm telling y'all how to be an NCO. I'm telling y'all what you need to do to make sure that you could be a leader just like me. I wanted people to always succeed. It didn't matter. I don't know you, and I don't care, but I want you to succeed, and I need you. And then these soldiers would do what they want to do, and I'm like, come on now. That's what you got to do. So one time, this lieutenant pulled me to the side. He said, come here, Sarlon, come here. So let me explain something to you. And I had to look at, I was younger than my soldiers. I fast tracked because I liked the Army, because I looked at it like, it's not nothing to hurt me, man. It's about to make me better than what I was. That's how I looked at it, right? He said, let me tell you something. You have to remember, you are older than your soldiers. Your soldiers admire you. They look up to you because of the fact they like, dang, she got it going on, and I'm doing well. He said, so you can't get mad because they don't want to be where you are. Why are you frustrating yourself? Because you don't want to listen. But what he told me is, listen, if you got 5 soldiers, if 3 of them do well, 3 of them are going to listen, and 1 of them are going to be successful. He said, that's a win. You can't make everybody. And I was like, you know what? And I lived by that from that point on. Instead of me getting upset, because I used to get upset. And the reason why I used to get upset is because I wanted to see everybody win. And it's like, why don't y'all want to see yourself win? See, but they didn't know my story. They knew my glory. Right? They see my glory. They didn't know my story. The reason why I wanted to see them win so bad is because I knew I messed up in my life. I knew that I did a lot of dumb stuff in my life. And I know what it's like to be behind now and trying to catch up. So you ain't got to be behind, because I'm going to make sure that you ahead. I need y'all to understand, but they wasn't trying to hear that. It's not that they weren't trying to hear that. It's just that they didn't understand my story. So you got to remember, I was already in a leadership position. I was already in a high position. So in their mind, they forget the fact that it was a struggle for me at one point in my life. They forget about that. What they see only is I made it. So therefore, you had to have a silver spoon in your mouth. You had to have people that loved you to push you. You had to have people that cared about you to make you believe in yourself. You had to have, because that's what we make ourselves believe. And that's what I teach you guys. The mind. How do you process that mentally? What you see is what you process. And then when you process it, what do you process? A lie. You process a lie because you never came out of your comfort zone to see the truth. You created what the truth is for you. So they believe that that's what happened in my life, so therefore it became their truth. It doesn't mean that it is the truth, right? So when he told me that, I said, okay, cool. I understand. I get it. I won't do that. Y'all come on in. Thank you for the likes, shares, and follows. Listen, I'm on one today. Come on. So I was like, all right, because I don't usually just sit here and water my flowers. I usually turn a sprinkler head on for these ones. But I'm like, why not? Why not today, right? But anyway, so what I want to tell you is, no matter what you're going through, no matter what it looks like, no matter how you feel, if you believe it to be so, it will be. Whatever you process as your truth, it will be. So in these times, let's start processing the truth, the facts, not what we want it to be. Boom, here we go now. Then this whole live is dedicated to you. Let's rock, let's roll. So you rocking, I'm rolling, sis. So listen, I be carrying y'all around like, it's like, come on, follow me. Listen, you process that thing to be a truth. If you say, oh, I can't do that because this, that, and the third, because I ain't got no money, I ain't got that, then guess what? It just became true. Now, for me, my goal in life, like I told you, when purpose, everybody talks about operating in purpose. This is my purpose. This is my purpose. I'm doing my purpose. Yes, you and your purpose. I can't tell you what your purpose is. Thank you for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the follows. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Tap in the screen. Don't just look at me from the outside. Come on in, because I might got a message for you too. Do not look at your purpose like I'm operating in my purpose. I done opened my business. I done did what I did. I done did this, and I'm good now. Because that's not it. Do you understand your purpose is for people? What do I mean by that? Your purpose is for people. What my purpose is the best version of yourself. I'm about to tear up my flowers. And to do your Father's business, it got to be about people. Meaning that, okay, let's look at Jesus. His purpose was to come down here and save us from our sins, to teach us about God, to make us believe there is a God. See how it is about the people? The mission is of God's, but it's about the people. It has nothing to do with him per se. So that business. Let me get my stuff, because I got to get my towel, because we're going to the pond, y'all. Yeah, we're going to the pond. I'm in my creative mode. I'm in my peace. I'm in my Zen mode, y'all. See, when I come out here with the flowers and go to the pond, that mean I'm thinking. So purpose. Your business, yeah, you opened your business and you're like, why I ain't getting no customers? Why ain't nobody coming? Why ain't nothing working out for me? Why is that? Blah, 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 blah. Well, it's because of the fact you stopped making it about what God told you to make it about, which is purpose. And you start making it about self. Meaning you start focusing on how much money you're going to bring in, what your inventory needs to look like to bring you more money in. Because if you notice, every time you tie money into something, hell breaks loose. Meaning that when everything is going good, right? Can't nothing go wrong. Everything is going good. You just la la land. You over here like Coach Nine. Right now I feel like skipping, right? You over here doing all these different things, right? And then boom, the transmission just falls. Not only do it falls just out the car, I don't even know how that happened, but it falls out the car, rolls over into the pond, and then next thing you know, all the doors locked in your car. You got to get a locksmith. Your transmission done fell out. Now you the muffler over here, and then the doggone, you don't even know how the seats get outside the truck. How's the seats over there? There wasn't even no car accident. All of a sudden, everything needs to be fixed. Everything needs to be fixed. Everything needs to be fixed. How do you fix everything? How do you get to the point that you can fix everything? Well, I'll tell you. It gets to that point because the enemy wants you to tie that, everything that happened and everything that's going on, to that money. Because money makes you frustrated. Money makes you angry. Money have you like, you was just happy, but now money got involved. Now you can't even think now. Now you just like, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to get to this point? How am I going to get to that point? Oh, money, 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 money. And that's what the enemy wants you to tie everything that you got going on, your purpose and everything, to money. But if you take the money away, right? What if you decide to take the money away and you say, hey, I can't worry about nothing I can't control. I ain't got no money. I know this got to get done. That's when you are allowing God to just have his way, right? You're just like, okay, God, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. But you know this is something I need. This ain't something that I want. This is something that I need. And somehow, just out of the blue, you get what you need. And what you want has been delivered to you by somebody of the enemy. Somebody, because the enemy brought somebody in to destroy you. But God made it a way that it was a blessing to you and gave you everything you want. So in that business, if you got somebody sabotaging you and this, that, and the third, and gang stalking or dragging your name through the mud, fine. Stop getting mad about it. Because they're giving you what you want. Because the more someone talk about you, guess what happens? People want to know about you. And when people finally get to know you and they see and you actually live that life, now they want to follow you. Now they want to do business with you. See how the enemy tried to make that work, but all of a sudden God made it for the good? Yeah, it made you mad that these people got these things to say about you and talking about you like a dog and doing these different things, but at the end of it all, the people that they're talking about you to, you got to look at what vibration are they on. Are you on the same vibration and the same frequency as the person that dogged me out? Well, of course you're going to see things his way or her way. You're going to see it the way that they see it. Of course you are. But however, God is going to turn it around that it works in your favor. So don't fret, my friend. Continue to be you. Let me explain something to you. You know, I was thinking, I'm olive branch. So I've been thinking about that, and then, you know, where did the olive branch, where did the whole thing come from, right? So Noah, when he did the ark and he was out on the water and everything, God said, send the dove out. And if it comes back with an olive branch, that means y'all can come on out. That means, boom. That means that renewal, right? Look at that blue jay. I love to see them come. That means renewal is here. That means it is time to go forth, right? So guess where I live, guys? Olive Branch. So I moved out of Olive Branch, and now I'm on the outskirts. I'm like across the street from it, and then we started a new county. But it fit me so perfect because I'm always reaching out and I'm always extending an olive branch to somebody. I'm always extending that because I know what God extended for me, and I know where he brought me from. So if I'm here, guess where you about to be? Little sister, little brother, auntie, uncle, mama, daddy, guess where y'all gonna be? Y'all gonna be right here. It does not mean that you have to go to your family, the people that did you wrong, and bring you up. That's not what I mean. When your new family that God is going to bless you with, when you start operating your purpose, people just come and fall out the sky, and all of a sudden you got a family. You feel more connected to them than you feel connected to your own family. You got to look at, you will feel more connected to the people that God bring to you than the people that you were birthed to and been with all your life. Right? That's what you'll feel. It's a connection, and you're going to feel that. And the reason going to meet these people until you start operating in your purpose. And let me explain to you. You're going to meet good people along the way. But the ones that I'm talking about is something about when you start operating in your purpose, you meet a different type of people. It's like you meet you. Right? It's like you meet the person that you've been wanting, how you've been wanting people to treat you. You've been looking for in people, and which is you, because you do right by people. So therefore, you look for you in people. You just gonna find a you, and it can be crazy because y'all can have the same name. Like a young lady I met on here, her name is Naisha. My name Naisha. Then guess what? It's like I'm having a me. She encourages me, send me things, lift me up, build me up, and everything like I would do someone. It ain't that funny? Hey, but it's meant. And the reason why it was meant, because that's what God wanted. He needed me as well as I needed her. We needed each other to go ahead in this life because we go through similar things in life. And that's why it is so important when God brings people in your life, you do not chase them out. You do not try and tear them down. You make sure you build them up. See, it's something about that olive branch. Your blessings and your abundance, your inheritance come with the purpose. So if I'm operating in purpose, the inheritance is going to come. So what I got to worry about anything else for? I ain't got to worry about money. I don't have to worry about this. All I have to do is continue to be who I am. And I talked about this the other day, about being in your true authentic self, being you, just being who God called you to be. Do right by people. It ain't a select type of people you got to do right by. You do right by people. It ain't about the color of your skin or what position that you're in. No. You got to do right by people. This person mistreat me. So what? That does not mean that I go mistreat them. I'm going to still do right by you. Just because you feel a type of way, you may be butthurt, you may feel a type of way, I'm still going to do right by you. We may not always agree, but I'm still going to do right by you. It is so important for you to understand that. That's because that's part of your purpose. And if you miss that, then you won't get your inheritance. See, inheritance is not about money. The enemy will give you money. You can get on here and make videos making a fool of yourself or doing whatever, get on the next trend and get a bag. A bag ain't hard to get. It's not hard to get. The enemy make it that it's so enticing, it's not hard to get. Either you can go steal for it, you can go rob for it, you can go do whatever you want for it, you can go to work for it, you can go whatever. It's not hard to get. Think about someone that's on drugs. One thing you never seen them not is high. That's what they want, so that's what they gonna get. So money is not hard to get. Keeping it is hard to get. The recycling of it is hard to get. The investment of it is hard to get because that's the inheritance of it. See, it is so hard to get your spiritual inheritance acting a fool. You'll never get it. What you'll get is a constant I need to chase to get. I need to work hard to get. I got to continue to run to get. But in the spiritual, you don't have to work hard because you're in your purpose, and your purpose is you doing right by his people. Your purpose is whatever you're doing supposed to help someone else. If you operating in purpose and it ain't to help somebody else and it's mainly to help you, then my sister, my brother, then you have a problem. Let's go back to the drawing board because of the fact you may have missed the mark by operating in your passion and you just don't know it. Operating in your passion is not bad, but you may have missed the whole opportunity to operate in your purpose because you're operating in your passion, and that's why you like, this is hard. I don't want to do this no more. I give up. I don't want to do this no more. I have never seen a yellow bird. I'm talking about bright yellow bird. Somebody tell me what that is. It's two of them. Bright yellow bird flying around. I don't know. Not just maybe in a cage, but it's cute though. And then the blue robin just went through. But anyway, you know what? I'm going to turn the camera this way so maybe we'll catch one. So now, you know, I like to be by my pond. I gave y'all that scenery, but this is a common scenery too. We're going to catch these birds. Now listen. Sometimes operating in your passion In your passion, you want to quit. And that's what the enemy wants you to do, to quit. Because operating in your passion gets you that much closer to your purpose. Because that means that let's play that hot and cold game. You're getting hotter, you're getting hotter, you're getting colder, you're getting colder, right? Because your purpose is in alignment with your passion. But see, what happened is, let me explain that to you. So my passion was to work out, be a personal trainer, teach people how to build. That was my that was my passion. I'm gonna be the best trainer. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna teach you how to do this. I'm gonna teach you, and good at it. And I said, okay, cool. I thought that it was all. See, my purpose is to teach. But see, I limited myself to just my passion. So if I would have did that, yeah, I would have been successful because of the fact. But I would have been working hard, and I was working hard, because you got to keep clients. You got to make sure that you're available. You know what I mean? You don't have that downtime. But what happened when I stepped into my purpose? I became more relaxed. I didn't have to look for any clients because they came to me. I wasn't afraid to get on live anymore, because it's like just push the button and go. Because I wasn't worried about, see, when I operated in my passion going through social media, because I didn't have a social media, to go through social media, I'm worrying about, okay, but I ain't got that many followers, and what's going on, nobody's really into this, and, I see everybody else, and it caused me to see other trainers, and I'm like, okay, what is they doing that I'm not doing? Now I got to study, and I got to do this, that, and the third. But when I operated in my purpose, I had nothing to do other than to hit live, come on here, talk, and the people came. Because I'm not focusing on the amount of people. I'm not focusing on, it'd be great to see a lot of people, and it'd be great to see even if I got one or two. It'd be great because I'm doing what I love, and I'm doing and operating in my purpose. So therefore, when they come, they get the message that they need. You see how in my purpose you got what you need? I'm doing this for you to get what you need so you can go and operate in your purpose. That's better than me having all these clients and doing this and working hard. I didn't work hard. I press live and I speak. And the people that need to hear, I did my job. Do you know, in the spiritual realm with God, do you know that speaking, just doing your job, do you know how much money that is spiritually? Since everybody like to talk about money. What do I mean by that? Meaning that I don't worry about money. Whatever I want, I wake up and I say, God, this is what I want. And somehow by the end of the day, I have it, whether I got the money or not. That's what I need you to trust and believe. A lot of people think that, it's insane because when they pray for it, they don't get it. Why do I get it? My brother would always tell you, just more blessed than everybody. Everybody that knows me knows, like, man, you just... It get to the point that it gets so kind of scary, kind of like, is you doing some kind of magic or something? I had a young lady say she did candle magic, and she did this, and she liked this money candle and all this stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of work. She didn't understand what I was saying, because I never had to work that hard when it came to God. I never had to work hard, and I'm just being honest. I'm being so real. It does not make me better than you, more blessed than you, nor anything. Listen, it's the same. I'm just a testimony of, if you get in alignment, what can happen. Don't pray to be me, or be, I want to be just like that. I want what you got. Don't do that, because then you got to go through my struggle to get where I got. That's the part when people all jealousy, envy, and things like that. You're going to have to go through my struggle, so you might lose everything. God's going to definitely give you what I got, but you got to go through my struggle. See, are you willing to go through my struggle? No. So stop wanting what other people got, because then you got to go through their struggle, and then you say things like this: well, every time I pray for it, God don't give it to me. No, you didn't pray for it. What you said is you wanted what that person had. Now you got to go through the struggle to get it, because they have to be prepared to be able to handle the things that they have. Do you understand? So it was a pruning that they had to go through. We going in the woods, y'all. It was a pruning that we had to go through to get what we got. We ain't actually going all the way in the woods, but we're going to go over here. It's just something about keep calling me over here. And boy, listen, something keep calling me over there, right? And be a deer come and attack, snatch this wig off my head, and I get beat up all on live. Dang, I'd be famous. We ain't gonna stay here too long. But in that pruning season of me being able to get everything that I want and everything that I need, I had to go through a tough time. And going through that tough time, it wasn't easy. It was so scary. It was so sad because it was scary. It was so sad because, hold on, because we got coyotes. But coyotes won't bother you unless you bother them. So that's why I don't get too close to the doggone woods, because then that means I'm bothering them, right? So I thought I heard something barking or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, listen. So when I would go through my dark night of the soul, my issues, my drama, my mess, whatever it was, when I go through it, I'd be so sad, y'all. Because I had nobody to call. See, I didn't have social media. I wasn't into social media. I wasn't into the YouTube. I wasn't into all that crazy mess. I want to catch these yellow birds. I wasn't into, it was not crazy mess, but I wasn't into all those things of, I wasn't even into the podcast. I wasn't into all those things. So I was just a loner trying to find God, right, for myself, because God, I need you. And I'm constantly like, God, where you at? You know, why you leave me? You know, and then I want to give up. Then I'm like, you know what? I quit. I quit. I just freaking quit. I freaking quit. That's how I got. That's how I got. I just freaking quit, and I don't want no parts of this because this stuff is hard. Well, the reason I felt like that is because what I thought it was supposed to look like, it didn't. See, he was working, and he was working hard and behind the scenes, but because it didn't look like what I thought it should look like, I thought it wasn't working. And that's the point that we have to get to in our lives, of understanding that, listen, what's for me is for me. What's for you is for you. I don't want what you got. I don't need what you got. I need to focus on me, and I need to allow God to prune me. Prune me. God, show me, teach me, breathe onto me. I need the olive branch. God, I'm ready for you to call me out of the tomb. I need the olive branch. God, I want to start over new. But what if I told you he already gave you the olive branch? You just didn't understand what to do with it. You just didn't understand what the olive branch was. You just didn't understand what it meant. You don't understand what it means. See, he sent you a dove. He sent you someone and said, hey, he sent Coach Nye to tell you that you can do this. He sent Coach Nye to tell you, open up that business, open up that salon. He sent Coach Nye to tell you that you are greater than what people say. He sent Coach Nye to tell you those things, but you're still waiting on a sign of what you think it should look like. It don't look like nothing. When you start operating your purpose, guess what? It don't look like nothing. If you waiting to smell like vanilla and coke and all white and having the peacefulness, or when people look at you, they just have that, they just say, oh my gosh, she is so peaceful and zenful. He is so got it together. He's strong. They're not going to do that. They're never going to do that, because that's not what it looked like. It looked like who you are today. That's what it looked like. See, for you, because of what you think it should like, everybody else is talking about, man, there's something about that one. Her glow up, man. She's smiling. She talking. See, they notice the small things, like, oh, she making videos? She making videos. Okay. Wow. She making videos. Then they tie you back into your old self. And they'll say, you remember she didn't used to talk? I remember she couldn't talk. I remember everything. Every word was a cuss word and this, that, and other. Now she on there being fake, talking about some go within, be peaceful. But you are looking at what it should be, and then all of a sudden they just like, wait a minute now. Oh no, she ain't like that no more. Somebody gonna bring you back up and say this, that, and other. Did you see nice? And the other person is gonna be one, and that's the one. Hey, baby girl, it's gonna be that one that dogged you out the first time. It's gonna tell them like, no, she changed. She ain't like that. And then the one that they telling bull crap. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Watch this. They may call to provoke. They're going to do whatever it is to provoke that person. And when they don't react, they're going to say, oh, well, let me try her in private. If they don't react, then it's like they become obsessed with you. Have you ever been that one person that you just like, why is you bothering me? I guess we ain't gonna see them yellow birds. Why is you bothering me? I ain't bothering you. I have people that will come bother me. I am the true meaning of mind your business. And this is what I teach y'all. Mind your business, stay in your lane. When you stay in your lane and do what God tells you to do, you can't worry about anybody else. It is not your job to go to anybody else and say, hey, this is how you should do it. This is what it is. You're doing it wrong. That is not your job. Your job is to go sit your tail down and do your job. God will bring the people to you. See, if you feel that you need to say something, and this is why I tell people, a lot of people get turned away from church because a lot of Christians folk feel like they should just put their 2 cents out there and just tell that person what they need to do. And all you did was tear that person down and they ran from God. And guess who's accountable for that? You are accountable for that because that wasn't your job. I don't care what it looked like. I don't care how you feel about it. If you need to correct somebody or feel like you need to correct somebody or do something or blah, 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 then guess what's going to happen? God going to bring that person to you. Y'all just going to all of a sudden be sitting there and a conversation is going to come up because it was meant for you to teach that person. It's meant for you. But you have to get to a point when you got to mind your business. You got to continue to perfect your craft because your craft is so important for the kingdom. That's it. And that's why I tell people, stop chasing folks away from the church. You're chasing them away from the church. Don't nobody want nothing to do with the church. That's why the church is not the storehouse anymore, because they keep chasing them away from the church. Stop chasing folks away from the church. Okay. Yeah. Sexuality, okay, yeah. What you believe is what they don't believe right now at this point. If you feel that this is your right belief, then fine, okay. But what you believe is not what they believe in this moment right now, in this present time. What you believe, let's just say what you believe is facts and true. If you believe that is factual and truth, right? How I want you to handle things is understanding that in this moment, that person does not feel that is facts and truth. They do not believe in what you believe in. However, doesn't make you wrong. But what that mean is you have to step back, go to God, and ask him, is this what you should be doing? Because there's somebody else out there that can help that person or guide that person gently. Because that's how you're supposed to guide them gently and get them on track. But you got to think about it. You can't run up to a Muslim or the religion Jehovah Witness. You can't go up to these religions and just force your God on them or your beliefs on them. And the reason why you can't, because you'll be in a fallout, kick down warfare of a fight. Now, guess what happened? None of that is God. All of that is confusion. And the enemy is the author of confusion. You allowed the enemy to use you by trying to go up and force something on a person. Because everybody always talk about this Christianity, and I'm going to say it. They always talk about it. Jesus, you got to believe in Jesus to, Christianity. Christianity came during Paul's reign. He brought that onto the scene because they didn't know where to categorize it. They didn't know what to categorize the people that believed in Jesus because they still wasn't a big believer of it. Remember, Saul, was out there killing folk for believing it. So they came up with a name. So not that the religions don't believe that there was a Jesus or was Jesus, because Jesus is in every religion. It's just they call him either a prophet, a teacher, the son. I'm telling you what it is. So in that era of that Paul, they gave the Christianity, okay, and that's where we get it from, though. That's where it stemmed from. That's the point I wanted to get to you. That's what it stemmed. But Jesus never said it. See, when you start going up against different religions about a religion, and that they feel like you're forcing them to believe something that they don't believe. It's not saying that you're wrong. It's just saying that I don't believe that. So you have to allow God to unharden their heart, make them soften their ears, soften their heart and their mind so that they can receive what they receive. But if you as a Christian running around enforcing something, you are accountable for that. And that's not a good thing. And that's why I say, in your lane, that olive branch, in that renewal, in that peace, you have to find that, and you have to help your brother and sister through your purpose only. What your purpose is to help others, period. What can your purpose, you operating your purpose, do for the next person? That's the most important thing about all of this. And like I said, I've always been a person to help, and I want to help. I want to help the world. I want to help the world, make it a better place. I do, because I enjoy it. That is my calling. That is part of my purpose. That is it. You bring joy onto people, even when you don't feel it for yourself. That's why certain people in your life, they just can't go on with you. You can't find no peace with them. Every time they're around you, they irritate your soul. When you see their face, you just like, why? Go sit down. I don't want to talk to you. I don't even like you. But you love them. It's just that it's something about them that irritates you, because it's the spirit in them that does not sit well with your spirit. So how do you fix that? Because I find myself around certain people and I love them, but it's just my spirit gets so irritated. Does that make me a bad person? No. It makes me very honest and truthful. How do I combat that? I have to constantly be in prayer when I'm around that person. I'm constantly, I don't care if we sit next to each other, I'm having a conversation right in my head about, oh, God, help me. Help me, because everything this person say irritate me. They ain't even did nothing to me. I could be honest and say, God, they ain't did nothing to me. They haven't personally did anything to me, but just this irks me. I was talking to my cousin about that last night, about certain things. I said, this person, they ain't did nothing to me. They just, I just don't like them. But I can't put my finger on it. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the way they treated someone that I loved. And it's like, but what do I do with that? How do I handle that, right? I'm like, this ain't God-like. So how do I fix it? Well, I got to identify what it is. And the first step to that was me talking to my cousin. Me talking to my cousin and saying it, just finally saying it. And then he was like, no, you're right. The fact that I was able to say it, it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. They never personally did anything to me. It's just that, but he explained it to me. It was like, well, that person that you love so much, you love them that much. You were a protector over them. So it hurt you just the same as it hurt them. And so that's just something I have to let it go. But also I have to heal from it. And I'm going to heal from it. I'm going to go in, because I'm going to go in and just get to the root of it. Because what happened between those two people, I had to realize that, why did she react that way and why did he react that way? What was something that was in him that was triggering her? It's not that she was being mean. It's what he did. Now that I have a better understanding of what happened, I can process it now differently. So those thoughts of every time I see him, that's how it would be. I would be like, ugh. Now it's like, no, it's not a ugh. They did absolutely nothing. So the lie that I fed myself, I have to come back and tell it the truth. Boy, and it's a process to get that out. It's a lot of us that go through these different things. We go through things, but we're around people. It be our own family. And we just get tired of looking at them. But somewhere somebody told us, it don't matter, that's your family, you gotta love them, blood thicker than water, you gotta love them. And that is nothing but a generational curse that has been tied to us and making us feel that we have to do something even though we don't want to do it. How does that make sense? Let's make that make sense. You get to mistreat me all my life. You did these things to me all my life. You treated me like crap. You either whatever it was that you did to me, nasty things to me, whatever the case may be. You did these things to me and I gotta love you anyway? But you didn't love me not one time when you mistreated me. But I gotta love you anyway? Let's break that down. Does that make sense at all? When you really say it out loud, does it make sense? See, people just tell you blood. They never go in the process of everything. They just tell you like blood thicker than water, that's family. No matter what you do, that's family. You gotta love them. Well, for why? They never loved me not once. They never loved me not once. So how do I love them? How do I get to a place that I'm supposed to love them? Because God said love. Love is the highest gift of all. Love is God. But just because it's your family does not mean that you have to tolerate it. You can disconnect. You can disconnect. And I don't say isolate or cut people off because I believe in disconnecting. Meaning that I am present. I see you. I know who you are to me. But you no longer have any access to me because here's my boundaries. I'm disconnecting to the whole thing that I have to do something. Here's my boundaries. And the first thing to get to that, the healing part. What's the healing part of that? You have to identify what it was they did. Why don't you like this person? You acknowledge it. You acknowledge it. Now you fix it. How do you fix it? This person, every time they go around them, you just get the heebie-jeebies. You found out because you looked at the root of the problem. The root of the problem is because they were doing things to you that grown-ups shouldn't be doing to children. And so you get that and you just like, okay, I didn't like that. I'm going to put an emotion to it because what I did was swept it under the rug because nobody cared enough to hear what happened to me, right? So I'm going to just sweep it under the rug. No, we're going to unsweep that from under the rug. How did that make me feel? That's why I say a lot of things, a lot of the stuff when you start to heal and unravel, you got to have a therapist because some things are just too tough to deal with because it sends you down a rabbit hole. So now you realize that, okay, this is why. You got to unsweep that from under the rug. How is that? It's like you got to relive this thing all over again. That's why people don't do therapy because that means they got to relive the thing all over again. And that's why they look at it in an undesirable way. I don't like to say negative way. But it's not that they got to relive. It's forcing them to relive the whole thing. You have to address it. You have to give it an emotion. You have to give it a feeling and address it. Because if not, you'll be walking around here for the rest of your life. So now I addressed it. I was hurt. It hurt my feelings. It made me cry. It made me do this. It made me feel this way. It made these things. This is how I truly feel. Nobody listened to me. So now in this moment, I am speaking. I'm using my voice. And I'm telling that thing, no, I don't like it. You are not allowed here. I rebuke you. I kick you out. Whatever it is, I am done. It's not that simple, but what I'm saying is get to it. Because like I said, some people need therapy. A lot of therapy. And it's not going to be over with just like that. Do you know that you may cry for weeks? Yeah. When you heal, it's not like, okay, I identify and then it's over with. No, it's a whole nother process. You got to process it. The processing part, that is the part that's the hardest because you're going to cry. And as you heal, that crying turns into weeping. Because now you have no words for it, and now you are weeping, meaning that you having a conversation with God. Only God can understand your utter and your weep. That's what that means. And no, it's not going to be over with, but this time, this time, instead of feeling like you were the victim and, now you can feel like, hey, I overcome. Yeah, I was a victim, but it don't own me. Yeah, I was a victim, but I was young, but now I'm grown. It will never happen to me again. You become a protector. You become strength. See, that's what the part of healing is. It's not just to uncover stuff to cry. No, it is uncovering it so you can tap into your power, tap into your strength, tap into being the person that you need to be so you can operate in your purpose, so you can stand there. That is why I can speak so boldly. That is why I can feel the way I feel. I can express the way I express myself. I can say if I like something or I don't like something. I can get away from you and just be honest with you and say, I do not like you. And not feel any guilt. I don't feel guilt anymore. I don't feel hurt anymore. I address what it is that I don't like and I keep it moving. That's because I had to heal from something and it pushed me and I tapped into my power and I tapped into my strength. This is who I am. This is who I am. So you can't come from my past and think that would be a foolish mistake for you to come from my past and try to tap into any kind of frequency of mine today. It's not going to turn out well for you. Thank y'all for the like. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the gifts. It's not going to turn out well for you because I'm not who I used to be. She was gone. I buried her. Got my olive branch and I removed myself and I'm here. And that's so funny, living in Olive Branch. But still, when I moved to Olive Branch, that was my opening. And I didn't put the two and two together. Like, thank you for the follow, thank you for the likes, thank you for the shares. I didn't put the two and two together like, because that was my start over. When I moved to Olive Branch, that was my start over. That was my beginning. That was the day of my new beginning. I was still healing. I'm still going through things. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the follows. So when now looking at it, from that point on of me moving to Olive Branch, I was a different person. I went through a stage of, I dare you try me. Like I tell you guys, when you come out of that dark night of the soul, that whole awakening, when you come out of that, right? Thank you for the follow. When you come out of that, let me tell you what happened. When God put you face to face with everything that you've been through and all the things that happened to you and the people that did you wrong, put you face to face with it, and you got to deal with it one by one, put a feeling to it, put an emotion to it, deal with it, face it, let it go, move on, this, that, and the other, feel it, put an emotion to it, process the truth of it, process it authentically, move on to the next. Listen, when he was doing all that, it was at one point, this is when the slowdown happened for me. Because I had to face something. I had to face something that pissed me off. It did make me want to heal. Not God like. And it's like I stayed stuck in that for about 2 years. I stayed stuck in that and I became hood all over again. Now, I'm not saying that I was out there banging and all that stuff. No, what I'm saying is I became that I wish I would. Everywhere I went, I was on one. I dare you. I ain't got no words for you. I wasn't talking. I just give them look everywhere I went. Because I'm in the mode of try me, right? I'm in that mode of try me because that one thing that I had to heal made me want to go back and beat up everybody. And you know how I teach y'all, when you're going through the healing process, when you're going through the awakening, right? And you're awakening to your purpose and who you are and everything that happened to you in your life. When you're going through that, some people don't make it. Because once they face with the truth, they quit. They rather be who they used to be in low vibration. I chose to go forward, but I got hung up. I didn't know I was hung up. Didn't know anything about this. I'm just sitting there. Like, everywhere I went. Matter of fact, I got so mad, I ain't going outside no more. I don't even want to see people. My neighbor, hey, just shut up. Don't talk to me. Because I'm so mad. Because I'm looking at all the stuff I do for people. I've always been nice to people and they tried me. They keep playing with me. I'm so mad, right? And I got hung up. When I tell you God was teaching me still through that. I can only get a little bit at a time. And the only reason I can get a little bit at a time is because of the fact I was so caught up in my heart. My ears was plugged. I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't read my Bible today. You know what? Because I'm mad because I used to pray for my enemies. I'm mad because all this stuff they did to me and I used to pray for them. I'm crying and I'm mad. I ain't crying because I'm mad. I'm crying because I ain't mad and now I want to get mad, so I'm crying. It happens to the best of us. I'm telling you, in that state of my healing, I stayed stuck. I was in my wilderness stage for 2 years, stuck. And the reason why I was stuck is because I could not get over that I allowed these people to try me. I want my lick back. I want my lick back. Come on. Come on. I go around them same people with the face. Guess what? They won't try me. Ooh, they won't try me. I know that even though I was going and being mad, I knew that if I provoked them, I'm going to be accountable for that. I know this for a fact. I'm not doing that. But I straddled that fine line of provoke, don't provoke. And then it was just one day it just clicked. And I got tired of being mad. Thank you for the light. I got tired of being mad at how I allowed people to do me and realize that, okay, I can't do nothing about the past. These people love me now. These people got to know who I am. I can't provoke these folks. But what I can do is I need to heal. So now, took it back to the drawing board. I had to put words to it. I had to let myself know that I was a people pleaser. See, I had to be truthful with me. You was a people pleaser. You was naive. You was gullible. You seen it. They told you who they were. You still went for it. You loved the potential. You only looked for the good in people, even though they never showed you the good. You wanted to come into their life and be Captain Sable. You wanted to be the one that, hey, I know you ain't got nothing, but I see it in you. I don't know what you mean, opening up a business and opening up a ministry. Well, from what I have did some research on, ministries can be non-profitable, and they have grants for that too. But we could talk offline about it too. And businesses, if I had to do either or, and your business is going to be ministry, I would just get on that line of ministry. So therefore, it's more of a non-profit, and you can get grants for it, and you can do operate in your purpose. Yeah. Matter of fact, when I get off here tonight, I'll look up some stuff too. I'll look up some stuff. Listen, yeah, I like to stay busy, so yeah, I'll look up some stuff, and then I'll let you know. Okay, yep. So I had to be truthful with myself. You're naive, you're gullible, you know, that all that is your fault. That's the part. That part. I had to say, nah, you the problem. It's your fault. Who wants to go through trauma in their life and here? It's your fault. I wasn't that healed yet. Because I got to cussing. Who that? You did me dirty. You did me wrong. You did this to me. You did that to me. You did. Yes, they did. Because I allowed them to do it. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank you for the follow. You can only do what I allow you to do. I bring you into my space. Everybody's not allowed in your space. Yep. Yeah. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the follow. So I had to look at, okay, cool. Okay, God, okay, if I take accountability, okay, fine. If I take accountability, what are you going to do to them? Because you said that you fight my battles. What you going to do to them? Because I want revenge. I'm being truthful to you. I'm telling you what it is. I'm being honest with you. go. Let me go ahead. I'm not gonna block her, but I went ahead and muted her with this chicken and watermelon. You know, they love to do anything can be. Listen, she want to be racist. I got one guy came on here, attacked me the other day. I got another thing. It's just they're going to keep coming because I'm doing a word. I'm doing a thing. So listen. So now I'm like, okay, God, I want revenge. That's what I'm thinking. See, I got to be honest with you because you're going through the same thing. People do you wrong. God said, I'll fight your battle. Well, God, I need to see it right now because they hurt me too bad. It don't seem like you're doing nothing. I need you to do something. I need you to make me feel better. You keep telling me to let you fight my battle. You keep telling me, God, I'm standing on your word. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And people say, don't call God to the carpet because it's not just you calling God to the carpet. You're having a conversation because you want answers. God, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. God, where are you? Why am I here by myself? Why am I doing this by myself? God, they hurt me. I'm hurt. See, when a strong person say the words, they hurt me, it hit different from a person that if I hear somebody say, yeah, they hurt my feelings, they, but the ones that never ask for help, the ones that ain't never got help, the ones that's out here doing it by themselves, grinding by themselves, everybody using them, playing them, and this, that, and the other, and they got to honestly open up their mouth to say, God, they hurt me. Because that hurt is a weeping. That word hurt is a weeping. See, they got no tears to put to it because they don't even understand the emotion to put to it because they hurt. So God, what are you going to do? So I'm here to tell you, it's not going to be what you want it to be. He's going to handle it, but he can't handle it until you let go of it. Until you, because the whole purpose of you knowing what happened to you now, and he's brought it to your attention and you've accepted it. The whole point was for you to acknowledge it so it won't happen again. Now you heal from it. You heal from it. You let that go. You cry. You give it emotion. Because the point of it is, like the example that I say, if you run into a brick wall with a helmet on, guess what? You'll keep running into brick walls because you know that, hey, it ain't going to hurt that bad. But you take that helmet off and run into that wall, you ain't going to let that happen again. You ain't going to let that happen again. So that's what was the whole purpose of you acknowledging what it is that you feel. That's the purpose of the healing part, to acknowledge, give it a feeling, give it an emotion, sit in it, and now you're going to process this thing. You're going to process it, and you're going to speak truth to it. Because what you processed is these people did me wrong, and they don't like me, they hate me, they don't love me, this is the truth you gave yourself to process. But the truth is totally different from that. The truth goes a little like this. This did happen to me. I processed it as they used me, they manipulated me, they stole from me, they took from me, they made me feel less than. I was good to them. I'm a good person. I don't deserve this. You can't tell yourself half truth and expect some results. The half truth is you don't deserve that. But the truth is, I allowed them to come and manipulate me, use me, mistreat me, talk about me. I allowed them to feel that they can do these things to me. I allowed them to feel that I was weak. So how do I fix that? Now that I done processed the truth, how do I fix that? Because I don't have the helmet on no more. I took the helmet off. Well, I'm not going to let that happen again. I can't go back and fix him or her. But moving forward, no. All that coming up to me talking real fast. Hey, I just got out of a relationship. I was doing this, man. I wasn't looking for nothing, but God brought you to my life. He brought you to my life. I love talking like guys. It'd be so funny, but now, they don't talk like that, but still. And I'm here. Oh, okay. Well, good for you. Now, don't be like the other women and be like, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I don't want to be in a relationship. No, everybody, all men, dogs, and all this, get out my face and blah blah. No. Because it might be the one. I don't know. I'm not you. But what you're going to do, you're not going to jump straight in and say, let me see if he got all red flags, because they can have green flags too. We missed the green flags because we're too busy looking for the red flags. But you're letting your spirit lead, the spirit of discernment. You can go sit back. Like how I'm sitting right here. I had a guy trying to talk to me. Guess what? Okay. I'm sitting right here. My spirit is already deciding if you, look, my spirit, I told you, your spirit go ahead of you. My spirit already like, I don't know. Let me check this thing out. This ain't for us. Nope. Or whatever it is, the spirit of discernment, he's going to reveal himself. I don't force and push for anything. I used to always be like, okay, fast forward, let's go. Okay, fast forward, let's go. And that's because I'm a wife. I don't know how to date. My whole thing is I ain't got time for it, because everything I do has a purpose to it and a motive to it. It has motion to it. So, and what we sitting here, let's go ahead and start. That's how I thought, right? No. Now, everything's slow motion. It'll come. What's for me is out there. If that guy is for me, it'll reveal itself. If that guy is not for me, it'll reveal itself. Period. Period, period, period. Let things reveal itself to you. Stop going to force it to reveal itself to you. Stop trying to make it reveal itself to you. Allow it to reveal itself to you. Give it time to reveal itself to you. Stop being so anxious to have a thing because you know what you're destined to have. You got this gut feeling that you're supposed to have this in your life. You know that you're supposed to be a wife. You know that you're supposed to be a husband. You know that you're supposed to be having kids right now. You know that all these different things. You know all these things. You know all these things that you're supposed to be having, and it's not happening right now. So in the mix that it's not happening right now, what are you angry for? What are you waiting for? You want it to happen right now. Hold on. This is why you keep getting buddy every time. Every time I keep getting the same dude every time I keep getting the same man in my life. And then you go to these panels on social media talking about I got a question. Can you tell me why do I keep attracting the same man? And then people that don't even know you is telling you that you the problem because you just want to take things and run with it. And that man, or that was your husband and you ran from it. Or they'll ask you got friends? Yeah, I got friends. Me and my girlfriend, I was talking to my girlfriend. That's the problem. That's why you ain't got no man. Shut the hell up. No. This is not my job to tell you why you. It is your job to find out, go within and heal and find out why you keep attracting the same person, because I'm not you. I can't tell you what you're doing wrong. I cannot tell you what you're doing wrong and why you keep attracting it. The only thing I can say, though, is some healing that needs to be done within you. Because if you keep attracting the same thing, it means that it's something that's in you that's wanting that and that's longing for that thing. Figure out what that thing is. Go heal that thing. When you heal that thing, guess what? Your desires of what you thought you wanted, you're not going to want anymore. Because you was attached to it for a lustful reason. Lustful does not mean sexual. Lustful means it's a thing that you want, but it's not good for you. It's a thing that you crave, but it's not good for you. It's a thing that you desire, right? But it's not good for you. That's what a lusting thing is. So why is whatever it is lusting for that? That is in that man that he doesn't even see in himself. He is not showing that he has a job. He is not showing that he has anything, but you see the potential. Why are you lusting for the potential in a person or in a thing? Why? Why? I had to figure that out. Why? I could do so much better than you. Why? Why do I need a thing to make me feel good? Why? I do not. I don't need a thing. What I need is me, right? Let's talk about me. When I say you need a me, you need a you, the reason why you need that because it's self-love. If you loved yourself properly, you wouldn't allow the things to attach, manipulate, tear down, and hurt you. Because let me ask you this. If someone's unattractive, right, and you see them, everything in you, you ain't saying it out loud, but you thinking it. You are so unattractive. And they trying to talk to you. And they are so unattractive. What you think you gonna do when they say, let me have your number? Think you gonna do when they say, let me have your number? You gonna say, no. You gonna be like, you know what? Hey, I gotta go to a funeral. The cloud just died. The cloud just fell out the sky, died. We gotta bury it. This is on our property, man. I ain't even here right now. I'm so tapped out right now. My mind is just gone. We gotta bury this cloud. So that's what happened when you heal. It's not desirable. You start categorizing things, and this is what I teach you. All this negative and positive, toxic, and this. You get two categories in your life, and you say undesirable and desirable. Ain't no in between. Do you desire that unattractive person? No, you don't. Put them in undesirable. Keep moving. Thank you for the follow. However, do you desire that unattractive person? Some people, it's true. They'll say, I admire his job. I admire his job. His job, his money, I admire his money. Ain't no good gonna come to you, but what do I do with him if I admire his job? And I admire his job, but his looks is undesirable. What do? You leave that man alone. You leave that woman alone. That's what you do. You don't put half of them in there. So what you need to do is say, okay, now you know what type of man you want. You want a man with money. So that's what you make yourself available for, to put in the desirable. So when that man with money come, you can't put stipulations on what he look like. You can't say, well, he got to be 6 foot tall, this kind of job, this, because you're not going to find him. But then that's going into the weeds. But what I'm trying to get to in the most part, if you will not give the man that you're not attracted to your number, you're not going to see if he's the potential in him. You're not going to do none of you done. Have it. You're going to go on about your business. That's how you need to go on with your life. When you love yourself, that's how you'll look at it. I'm nothing about you I desire. Not in a stuck up nasty way. Don't be stuck up and nasty, y'all. Don't be stuck up and nasty. Okay? But just, it's undesirable. And keep moving. You don't have to have somebody to have somebody. Before I healed, there's some things. Those are some things I thought. You can just get somebody. Get over one person, but get another person maybe. I don't know. Or the whole thing of, well, I'm lonely. I just want a relationship. You see people with relationships. Yeah, you see that man hugged up on her from the back and doing all this. Yeah, because she paying for everything. He don't want to look crazy. But no, that's not true all the time, okay? That's not true all the time. But I'm just saying, you see people happiness out in public, but you don't know what they go through behind closed doors. So you out here wanting somebody and wanting a man. Hell, you even want they man. You even want they woman. You like, man, if I had a woman like that, I'd never cheat on her. Man, if I had a man like that, I'd never cheat on her. Well, I beg to differ. Get her. You might not cheat on her. You might just try and jump in this pond and drown. She may drive that person crazy. He may drive that person crazy. But that's what you want. I never cheat them. They always at home. They cooking. They doing it. But what else is going on? So what I'm going with this is, you guys, be mindful what it is. Go heal. Self-love. Self-medicate self. Meaning, love on yourself. Get to know you. Because the reason why you in different relationships and doing those things is because you never really got to know you. You tolerated you. And then you became and believed everything everybody told you about yourself. That's not what we want. We don't want to do that anymore. In this season, we want to be our true, authentic self. If you're a scaredy cat, then you're a scaredy cat. If you're a crybaby, then you're a crybaby. Excuse me. If you're a drama queen, you're a drama queen. If it's something about you that you don't like, fix it. But fix it for your own standard, to be better in yourself. Meaning that when you operate in your purpose, that you're going to be the best version of you. See, when I went through what I went through, I remember I talked to the first guy I dated, when I really, was like, you know what? I know who I am. Thank you for the likes. I understand it now, God. Boom, I felt so proud. I wasn't looking for nobody. Didn't want nobody. I was so happy with being me. I fell in love with me. I did. I fell in love with I got to see things about myself that I overlooked for so many years because I believed what people told me I looked like and who I was and all this stuff. So, I would work out and I would tune up, and I'm just like, man, it's just, I need to do more. I would always say I need to do more. Maybe I need to cut up here. Maybe I need to, maybe. And people would be like, man, I kill for somebody like you. Man, I do. They would say these things, and people would be in the gym looking at me. I mean, they giving me my props, but what I seen in the mirror was still sticks. Whole time, I'm over there banging, right? When I stopped and I took the blindfolds off. It's not the blindfolds. I took what society said I was. I took that from in front of me. I took it off. And I started to see me for me, through my own eyes. Not through the eyes that I was taught to see myself through. Not through the eyes that people saw me through, but see myself. I kind of got a little mad because I'm like, man, I got it going on. And in my 20s, I would have been banging if I'd have knew who I was in my 20s. Maybe it was meant for me not to know who I was in my 20s, because I probably would be out of alignment. Everybody always told me I was her, but I don't see it. So the first guy that I dated after I came out, and I'm just like, it's so amazing how the wind just breathed on me like that. And I felt, because this is exactly how I felt. I felt like, so good. Like I seen the world for the first time through the eyes that I have, meaning that truth. And that joker came up to me, and I don't like to say red flags, green flags, all that. I let them flags go, right? I don't need that, because now I'm operating in discernment, and I seen through him that he was crap. But it wasn't even about me wanting to date him. It was more so that I had somebody I can talk to. However, I wasn't looking to date. I'm telling you, I was so happy with being who I am. But I remember we would always sit out and talk. That's what I like, just having someone, in person to talk to, because I went years of nobody, right? So talking. And we would talk about things. And I was like, you are the first person that get the best version of me. There is nobody outside of you right now. And for him, it was like, well, she mean the best version of me. What was you before? Was you psycho? Was you busting out windows? What you was doing before, See, it didn't mean nothing to him, but it meant everything to me. Because I represent now the best version of me. I was so proud, right? I was so proud. And we would talk about things, and we would just talk and talk and talk and talk. However, he got to know me. And I'm like, okay. Things kind of got off a little bit. And I'm like, all right, cool. I already knew what it was. Me and my homegirl, we already knew what it was. But I didn't say anything, because I'm in this new season of my life that I don't chase nothing. You'll come back. And, when he finally came back and we talked, which I knew it was the insecurities of, as a man, and there's nothing I can do about this, right? Because before, this was all still a test thing, right? Because as a man, one thing that they want to do for their women is provide. They want to be a provider. But I'm already sitting, my house that I was in, it was over 3,000 square feet. I had my own cars. I had my own everything. I had a great job, my own account, my own everything, right? Where do he fit in with that? And then on top of that, once he got to know me, I took him to this lot. It was nothing but a lot. I said, this is where I'm about to build. I purchased a lot and everything. So, with us talking, it wasn't like oh, I get. These are things came up because he asked me a question, and so we talked about it. So I knew what it was, but because I've healed, I didn't go and chase and say, well, it'll be okay, and help him like, okay, and rub his back like, look, it's okay. No, I'm not doing that. That's part for you to heal, because I can't bring you into my life that I did all this work on myself, did all the things I needed to do, and bring you into my life to feel insecure. And I'm not making you feel that way. You have to heal. So I was proud of myself, right? I was so proud of myself because of the fact I'm not forcing things into my life. That's what happens when you heal. That's what happens when you heal. So, with that, it was no love lost. It was no anything. We had a conversation, and it didn't make me look at him any differently. It's just that what was happening in that moment needed to happen. It was I don't like saying a test, but it was just that for me to see, am I still going to do the same things? Am I going to go back and do the same things? So when you start to heal and grow and love on yourself, you won't tolerate certain things. Certain things just can't come to you. Certain people just can't come up in your life. Certain people just can't show up anymore. You're not going to say, well, he got potential. Well, it's the best that's out here, so I'm going to get. No. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the follows. You're not going to do that anymore. You're not going to have that unnecessary drama in your life for no reason. No more. Because you deserve better than that. And that's how you need to see yourself. As I've been talking about with the Ezra Connect dude, right? And that's being a helpmate, right? That's being a helpmate. Oh, God. That's being a helpmate to to a man. That's why we were created women. And, in every species that you can think of, the woman is always the leader of the pack. It doesn't matter. The male will come out. Everybody talk about the lion, right? They like the lion. Let's talk about the lion, because I love to put a good story out there. So the lion, everybody look at, he's the king of the jungle. He's this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Because if a man tell a story, of course they're going to tell it like they beat their chest, of course. The lioness is the king and queen of the jungle. Why do you say that, Coach? Now, I guess you one of them ones that women is better and women. No. I'm going to explain something to you, because just like Adam and Eve, see, Adam needed help. He needed a helper. He was lonely. God created us from his rib, broke him, put him to sleep, created us whole to be a helper. So the lioness, you look at a lioness, they stick together. Her and her sisters, they stick together. The pride, they stick together. They deal with the babies. They do all the hunting. They do all the prowling. They do everything to make this pride the best pride. To make this pride look so good that the other lions look at it like, man, I need to take over that pride, because them women over there, they take care of business. They be eating good. You seen all them zebras they bring up in there, and all those jackals they bring up in there, all them different animals they bring up there, they be eating good, man. Look at the lion over there. He's sleeping good, and he's only sleeping good because he ate good. Look at the lioness, man. She don't even get tired. She just gave birth. Like, she just came from the woods and giving birth to these little cubs, and she out there chasing a zebra down. Now, the lion walks around, he gets up, because every time that you look at a lion, they're usually laid up on their back, and I'm going to use the term pissing, right? Them jokers lay on their back, and they'll even pee. Just pee, laying on their back, sleep. They be in there knocked out. They knocked out. Living their best life because they done ate good. Because the women done went and did the kill, and he knocked out sleep. She trying to feed her youngins, because they know when daddy walk up and come over here, we got to stop eating, because he got to eat first. So she try and get as much as she can and get for the babies, because now he's on his way. He done woke up like, whoa, wait a minute, time out. I smell a zebra in there. I smell it, fresh blood. I am coming. And he goes, and then he starts to eat. He walk around, he pee on everything, just like he's supposed to do. Mark his territory, letting the other lions know, don't you come over here. Don't come over here on my pride, because my baby just killed some stuff, fed me good, me and my brother good. Look, Timbo, Roar back to you, brother. And then they go on about their business, go piss on everything, and go on back to sleep and lay on their back. But guess what happens? That same lion that's on the opposite side of where he peed, that fence line, right? Because he knows not to come on. Once he cross over, that means it's time to fight. Because he marked that to let them know, once you come over here, you just signed your death certificate. Once you come over here, that means it's a wrap. Once you cross this line, that means, bruh, ain't no going back, because this is mine and I'm willing to die for it. That's what the male lion say, right? So boom. So the other lion is looking like, man, but he eating too good. Do you see him and his brother? Come on, bruh. Me and you can take him. Me and you can take him, because, you know, when you get a certain age as a male, you get exiled, or, you know, out of the pride, and to go find your own pride, to make your own pride. So now they're teenage boys, really like men, right? They're lions out here trying to make a name for themselves, and they just like, man, you know what? I'm taking that family. Look at them. Look at how they having a good time, man. Them supposed to be my babies. Them supposed to be my babies. Them supposed to be my babies running around. And no, we going, and they cross over. But the problem is, the lion is asleep, and he is so oblivious to what's going on. But guess who ain't? The lioness. Why is the lioness? She know everything's going on. She done heard it all. You know how they say, women, y'all so knows y'all miss nothing. No, we don't miss nothing. Let me tell you why she don't miss nothing. Because she know that anybody that cross over that fence line can ruin her whole life, meaning that she has to submit to somebody else, meaning that her youngins, he gonna kill her youngins, and she gotta submit to him and have more babies. Even though this joker don't help them do nothing, all he do is take their food and mistreat them and this, that, and the third. He don't even play with the kids. But I got more at stake. See, even though he over there doing whatever it is he want to do, we don't really even like him, but we're going to stay with him because our babies, see, we will sacrifice everything for our babies. Our babies are here, and if that lion get hold to over here, he's going to kill our babies. He's going to make us submit. Then he's going to make us have more babies. And guess what? We don't have time to even like the degree of the babies we just left, and we're going to be pregnant again. Oh, hell no. Sis, hoo-doo-goo. Woo-woo. They get together. So once he crossed over that line, the lioness are already there. Let me tell you how they're helpers. Because the lioness, you never see a lioness fighting a lion. What you see is all of her and her sisters keep attacking, keep getting at him, because they got to wear him out, tire him out. It's not that they're supposed to fight him, because it's for him to fight him. The one that's over here laying on his back, he still don't know that they in that fight. They don't want him to come yet, because if you come, you probably gonna get your behind whooped. You probably gonna get beat up. So let us help you out. And that's why they go the way that they go, and they wear the other lion out, tire him out, and then they let off the cry. And he wake up like Purple Rain Prince when doves cry, walking. Him and his brother, he like, hey, yo, we getting attacked, man. Wake up. By the time they get to it, the other lions are wore down. Now they're in a full-fledged fight. The lioness step back. See, it's respect. It's respect. They step back. They already done told their cubs to move back. They already done said what's up. Matter of fact, the cubs already know what's up. They hiding because they already know they about to get ate. So they coming up with a plan. They over there in their own little cubby talking about some, look, if daddy get killed, we gonna run this way. We just gonna keep running. And you know, it's that one that's like, no, I'm staying with mommy. I don't care if they eat me. I'm staying with mommy. Because in the event, if the daddy don't win, they're gonna get ate. But anyway, now the other lion take off. He runs back and get off. I'm gonna get off your pride. I ain't gonna bother your pride no more. He runs off and go off into the wilderness, whatever. He's defeated. And then the lion, because this is his pride, comes back beating his chest like, yeah, I did that. You see that? I protected everybody here. You see what I did? And the lioness, they don't run up to him doing nothing. They just lay there. They look at each other. They lay there. Because, bruh, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be crap. If it wasn't for these kids, we'd have let him tear you out the frame. But whatever. Good job. Go on about your business. Go on. Just please go. All we need you here for is to make sure that we can get these youngins grown up enough that they can go on and they can't be killed by no other lion. You see what I'm saying? That's how men operate. Listen, they act like they done did something. You ain't did nothing. It was all us. We your helper. So it doesn't matter what species it is, women, we lead. We're natural leaders. Somewhere along the line, they told us that we were supposed to follow behind a man, that we were supposed to be less than when we were brought to be equal. That's why we came from the rib, to be a protector. We were brought to be equal to be next to operate together, to work this thing as a thing. So therefore, if your husband is a doer, he's going to go out there, he's going to go hunt, he's going to go do this, he's going to go do that. Y'all work together, y'all have a relationship, whatever your relationship is. You know, it don't have to be like I'm describing it. What if you decided your relationship is, babe, I'll go to work, and then you can stay at home and work on the kids, instead of somebody else will look at that like, no, men ain't supposed to stay at home, man, stay at home. Hey, the whole purpose of them being together is to be a helper to each other. She is to be a helper to him. He is to help her. They are supposed to build together. So whatever you decide to do, as long as you're not here and you're not here, you're equally yoked. Not meaning that, hey, we make the same amount of money, we do these things. No, both of y'all are operating y'all purpose, and y'all move as a unit. You move together as a unit. With your significant other, you move together as a unit. It ain't no, I make more money than you, I'm better than you, I have more knowledge than you, I have more this than you. It ain't none of that. Society has told us that marriage is hard and things are hard. Well, yes, it is hard if you're with the person that you're not supposed to be with. God didn't create that person for you to be with. What you did was say, God, this is the person I want, and God, I'm coming to you in prayer that you bless this. So you done married the damn demon. You done married Satan himself. God, I'm coming to you for you to bless this. Is you dumb? That's what you have to look at, like, no. You go to God and say, God, prepare me for the one that you have for me. And go through the process, because it's about to be a process. That means he got to prune you, get you ready for it. Just like Esther, you got to prune. You got to go through the pruning stage. You got to go through all these different things. You got to go through 6 months with this different oils, and 6 months in this perfume. You got to go through that. And I'm not saying the oils and the perfume like a real thing. I'm talking about issues, the oils in life, the things that kind of get greasy and sticky, that get you to a point that you got you sliding off out of your alignment, got you going left and going right. Those things that you still straddling the fence with, that you want to, I want it in my life, but I know it's not of God. I want it in my life, but I know it'll mess up. You know, if I get married, I know it's going to have a conflict with that. And that's what I'm talking about. You got to go through that. He got to cut all that away. He has to build you up, build your confidence. That's what self-love is about. Build your confidence, build you up, because you think he's going to bring you his son. Oh my, his son? Guess what? His son had to be worked on just like you have. His son went through things just like you have. He has. So he worked on him. So what make you think that he about to bring his son to you? And you have a laziness about you, sloth-like attitude, mentality about everything. You don't want to clean. You don't even want to clean you. You just want to ride around eating fast food, paying your Metro phone bill, and getting you some bundles. That's living to you. That's living. Nah. Because his son is going to be doing the kingdom's business. Yeah, he's going to be doing the kingdom business, the Father's business. So he can't be with you. He can't be with you. You can't go from him. He over here eating steaks and potatoes and just, the finer things in life, the best fine, the best wines, and doing things, looking at things in a different way, getting on the shot and doing all that. I'm not even going to use that as an example, because y'all will take that as I'm talking about materialistic things. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just the whole atmosphere, right? And you like, nah. I want to be over here. I want to be over here at Church's Chicken, y'all. We all know, we all hood. We know where Church's Chicken, always in the hood. Always with a parking lot where there's other stuff going on at. close to nearby always the corner gas station where you can go get some Lucy's at. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So this is where you want to hang out at, and this is where he's trying to hang out at. He's trying to see things in life because he's already been there. God has healed him and elevated him that, hey, you've been and you've lived this life. Let me show you something different, and you want to stay tied to this. No, you're going to stay over there. Talking about, let me get 2 squares, putting 50 cents up on the countertop. No. But that's the thing. You have to want to heal. Wait for the husband that's going to come. Your husband is going to come, but you're going to go through some stuff. A lot of people quit because they don't understand it. So if you're going through it right now and your prayer been, I'm ready for my wife, I'm ready for my husband, but it seems like ever since that prayer you've been going through something, it's not happening to you, sweetheart. It's happening through you. It's happening for you to let go, to operate. See, he has to get you on your path. And that's why I tell everybody, stop trying to be a Proverbs 31 woman. People keep making Proverbs 31 woman. They keep trying to make that as if it was a person. Like the name just wasn't there because in the times they couldn't get the name. What it is just a structure of a guideline of daughter. You're supposed to be out here working. You're supposed to have a job. You're supposed to be out here in the field doing whatever it is, buying you some land, investing your money, making stuff, starting your business. See, when you break it down, in that time, they didn't have the terms that we have now. See, in that time, women, you got to remember too, in that time, women weren't allowed to do a certain thing, but in Proverbs 31, it says she did. In those times when they teach you, they say women, they stayed covered up and they went and they cooked and they was at home. They was like a housewife. But if you read Proverbs 31, she was a businesswoman. I want you to read it again so you can get a full understanding of. Now I want you to look at it totally different. Really look at it. She was a businesswoman. She was out there buying fields. She found a field and she bought it. She made things. She made money. She wasn't a nagger because, early on in Proverbs, that's what they talked about, a quarrelsome wife. All she do is complain. Makes a man want to take off scalp himself and go jump in the lake of fire because he don't want to be around a wife. I mean, they make it seem like she's so horrible. But that's in the beginning. But in the end, the last book of Proverbs, in Proverbs 31, it talks about she is a businesswoman. She handles her business. She's not nagging her husband. Her husband is out there at the gate. So it's not that it's saying that it's a woman. It's saying that women, when you start doing your job, focusing on you, getting the bills, whatever, even if you're paying bills. But you got a job. You're not waiting on him. You got a job. You don't have to cry and say, hey, can you give me money? You got a job. You don't have to beg him for anything. You got a business. So you're not bored saying you don't take me nowhere I'm bored because you got some business to mind. You got things. You have things going on. That's what Proverbs 31 woman is about. It's not about a woman, an actual woman. So stop trying to be somebody that you're not. What he's saying is who you are and who you are today. You are a modern day Proverbs 31 woman. Now get to work. Go open your business. So when he bring you your husband, the same way he said that woman, her husband's at the gate or he's with the council or whatever he's doing, he's not being bothered. He's not ashamed. He's not bothered. He's not thinking like, oh, is my wife doing it? He's not worrying about you because he know you going to take care of what you need to take care of. And that's what God needs you to be, operating in your purpose. So when he bring your husband, you won't drive him away with your foolishness of, I want a man that's going to have this, and I want this, that, and the other. How is that working out for you, ladies? The ones that chase men to do their dirty work. I mean, not to do their dirty work, but to give them things. To pay for everything for them, to give them things. Yeah, it sounds good, but look what you got to deal with. He ain't even attractive, and you got to look in his face. His breath stank, but you got to sit there and take that. He in your face. All because of something that you want. You want it. This is what you got to put up with. But if you get out there and do it yourself, we were made to do that. And if someone taking care of you, girl, let them do it. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. That's what a Proverbs 31 woman is. So don't get caught up on just surface reading. Really do your research. Really study. Really embrace it and bring it in, okay? Now I done sat out here and talk with y'all. We done did our pond talk and everything. I gotta go catch up with my son. He did his graduation rehearsal today. I'm so proud of him. Y'all don't understand. I'm so proud of my son. I'm so proud of my son. And so Saturday is his graduation. I told his father, I said, hey, if you don't mind, because my son, like, I'm driving myself to graduation. No, you're not. Okay? No, you're not. Because we got to get to our time. So I told his father, like, hey, I want you to take him in because I don't want to embarrass him because I know I'm going to be super emotional. I don't want to beat him messed up, nothing, put makeup all on him, talking about something. He just like, please go. Mom, please. So let your dad take you there, give you your once over, your look over and everything like that. And I will show up a little bit later, but child, my baby, that's my baby. So yeah, I got them kids in 2007. Lord have mercy. Whew. But look, I had a great time. We had a great talk. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Hey, is that Wendy? Hey. Now see, Wendy, I'm about to come off now. We done talked about lions and everything. We talked about everything except for the bears. But I may be on tomorrow. I'm not sure because I got family coming in tomorrow. But I'll for sure be on, I don't know. I don't want to say, I know for sure Monday, but I may come on during the weekend. I don't know. But anyway, I love you guys. I am so proud of you. Remember, as I always say, pour into yourself before you pour into others. And remember, God will always overfill your cup, right? He will fill your cup all the way up. You will never pour from your cup. That is your cup. That is your inheritance. That's your blessing. He will give you an overflow. And remember, in these times that we're living in right now, He's trusting you to be a storehouse for His people. Meaning that overflow, just because you got extra, does not mean that you need to give it to somebody. Overflow does not mean money all the time. Maybe it's just your wisdom. Maybe it's your time. Maybe it's your energy. Maybe whatever it is valuable. Whatever it is that's within you is valuable. And He'll send the people that you need to share that with. Because everybody does not deserve you and the things that you produce, because you are producing fine perfume, right? Because it's of substance, it's coming from God, it's operating at a purpose. So your fragrance is very rich and it smells amazing. The aura of it, your whole aura, your whole being is rich. So everybody's gonna want it, but God will send the ones that need that, okay? If no one told you today, I love you. I'm super proud of you. If you have not got your book, get your book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble. Go ahead and order yours. And I think that's it. And if you need a life coaching session, I do life coach. The first session is totally free. And if I can't help you, then I will refer you to who can, okay? So it's called Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It's in my bio. It might be, and it's in my post, one of my very first posts I think I pinned. But yeah, it's there. It's on Walmart, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon website. Now, this is a journal. This book, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon website. Now, this is a journal. This book, I created it to help others. I wanted to help them on their self-love journey. So I created the Trinity Walk, which is the Trinity, my Trinity of Fitness, which is spiritual, mental, and the physical. And I wanted to teach you how to tap into the spiritual, mental, and the physical and become a better version of yourself. And it just asks you a couple of questions, at the end to get you to thinking. Not that my questions will help you, but it gets you to thinking. You can either take my steps or you can just decide not to. Now, in the back of the book, I did put a meditation, how to get into a meditative state, explaining meditations, okay? So I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. And thank you so much, Wendy. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Nina. Oh, you enjoy your weekend too. Thank you, everyone, for your love, your follows, your shares. And listen, I've gotten so many followers, right? I've gotten within the last couple of days, over 100 followers. I mean, over 100 followers, maybe almost 150 followers. So I'm grateful for that. But so I am so thankful. I am so grateful for that, okay? I love you guys. I'm so proud of you. Coach Nye out. Bye.